To understand the magnitude of Moses' life, we must journey back to his beginnings. Born into a time of oppression and hardship, his early years were marked by a strange duality. Imagine young Moses, raised amidst the splendor and grandeur of the Egyptian court, yet within the confines of his heart a different story was being written. As Moses grew into manhood, the weight of his dual identity became increasingly difficult to bear. One day, unable to bear the sight of an Egyptian overseer brutally whipping a Hebrew slave, Moses intervened. Moses' flight from Egypt led him across the vast and unforgiving desert. He sought refuge in the land of Midian, a place far removed from the grandeur of Egypt. Years passed. Moses, the once exalted prince of Egypt, lived as a shepherd in the land of Midian. One ordinary day, while tending his flock near Mount Horeb, he witnessed a sight that would forever alter the course of his life. "Who are you?" Moses stammered, his voice barely a whisper against the backdrop of the crackling flames. The voice responded, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." The voice from the burning bush did not waver. It reassured him, "I will be with you." Armed with God's assurance and a heart filled with a potent mixture of fear and determination, Moses returned to Egypt. He left behind the familiar comfort of the desert and the simplicity of his life as a shepherd. Picture, if you will, the imposing grandeur of the Pharaoh's palace. It is here that Moses, a simple shepherd turned divine emissary, confronts Pharaoh, demanding the release of his people. After enduring plague after plague, Pharaoh finally relents, broken by the suffering inflicted upon his land and his people. He agrees to let the Israelites go, to leave Egypt and seek their destiny elsewhere. Imagine the scenes of joyous chaos as hundreds of thousands of Israelites, freed from their shackles, gather their meager belongings and prepare to depart the land they have called home for generations. Their exodus is a testament to the power of faith and the enduring human spirit. They leave behind the familiar, the comfortable, and the predictable, stepping out into the unknown with only the promise of freedom and a better life to sustain them. Their journey is fraught with danger and uncertainty, yet they press on, their faith in God and Moses unwavering. The image of the Israelites, led by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, is etched into the annals of history as a symbol of hope and liberation. They wander through the wilderness, a vast and unforgiving landscape, their faith tested at every turn. They face hunger, thirst, and the constant threat of attack from those who would see them return to bondage. Yet through it all, God provides. He sends manna from heaven to feed them, water from a rock to quench their thirst, and guides their path with unwavering faithfulness. The Exodus becomes a testament to the enduring covenant between God and his people, a journey not only to a physical destination but also a spiritual awakening. Imagine the scene. The Israelites, exhausted and terrified, find themselves trapped between the unforgiving waters of the Red Sea and the approaching chariots of Pharaoh's army. They have escaped the clutches of slavery only to be confronted with what seems like certain annihilation. Fear grips their hearts, and murmurs of doubt ripple through the crowd. It is in this moment of utter despair that Moses, his faith in God unshaken, raises his staff. He stretches out his hand over the sea, and a mighty wind begins to blow. The waters part, revealing a dry path through the heart of the sea. The Israelites, their fear giving way to awe and wonder, hesitate for a moment before stepping onto the exposed seabed, the walls of water towering on either side like protective barriers. The parting of the Red Sea is more than just a miraculous escape. It is a defining moment in the history of the Israelites. It is a testament to the awesome power of God, a demonstration of his unwavering love and protection for his people. It is a moment that will forever be etched in their collective memory, a reminder that even in the face of insurmountable odds, faith can move mountains, or in this case, part seas. As the Israelites safely reach the opposite shore, the waters crash down upon the pursuing Egyptian army, swallowing them whole. The Red Sea, a symbol of insurmountable adversity, becomes a watery grave for their oppressors. Their liberation is complete, their enemies vanquished, and their faith in God solidified. The Exodus, however, is far from over. A new chapter awaits, a chapter filled with challenges and triumphs as they journey towards the Promised Land. I bet you didn't know the true significance of the Ten. Now free from the shackles of slavery, wander through the wilderness, a vast and unforgiving landscape. They are a people without a nation, seeking guidance, structure, and a. It is in this context, amidst the rugged beauty of Mount Sinai, that Moses ascends the mountain to commune with God. He spends 40 days and 40 nights on the mountaintop, enveloped in a cloud of divine presence. When he descends, he carries with him 2 stone tablets, inscribed by the very finger of God, the Ten. A set of moral and ethical principles are to be the foundation upon which the Israelites will build their new society. The Ten Commandments, more than just a list of rules, represent a covenant. They are a blueprint for a just and righteous society, a testament and holiness. They cover a wide range of human behavior, from the prohibition of idolatry and murder to the importance of honoring one's parents and refraining from stealing. The receiving of in the spiritual development of the Israelites. They are no longer simply a group of escaped slaves, they are now a people bound by a shared faith and a common moral code. The Ten Commandments become the cornerstone of their legal system, their social interactions, and their relationship with God. The Exodus, while momentous, was only the beginning of the Israelites' journey. Freed from the Pharaoh's grasp, they now faced a different kind of challenge, the harsh realities of survival in the unforgiving wilderness. Imagine their journey, a vast caravan of men, women and children, their few possessions strapped to their backs, traversing a desolate landscape under a scorching sun. Their days were marked by the relentless heat, the scarcity of water and the constant search for sustenance. The manna, a miraculous bread-like substance provided by God, sustained them physically. But the challenges of their new reality tested their spirits. They grumbled against Moses, yearning for the comforts of Egypt, forgetting the brutality they had endured. Moses, their leader, their prophet, felt the weight of their discontent. He was tasked not only with guiding them to the promised land, but also with moulding them into a people worthy of that promise. It was a monumental task, one that tested his patience, his wisdom, and his unwavering faith in God. He became their mediator, their intercessor, pleading their case before God when they stumbled, seeking forgiveness for their transgressions. He calmed their fears, quelled their rebellions, and reminded them of God's faithfulness, even when their own faith wavered. The wilderness, a place of both physical and spiritual testing, became the crucible in which the Israelites, under Moses' steadfast leadership, would be forged into a nation. The challenges faced by Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness were not merely logistical, they were profound tests of faith and leadership. Imagine the scene: the Israelites, parched and desperate, gathered around Moses, their cries of thirst echoing across the desolate landscape. Their faith, shaken by the harsh realities of their situation, teetered on the brink of despair. In such moments of crisis, Moses turned to God for guidance. At Meribah, when the people demanded water, God commanded Moses to strike a rock with his staff. Water gushed forth, quenching their thirst and reaffirming God's provision. But even in this act of divine intervention, Moses, burdened by the constant complaining and lack of faith, faltered. He struck the rock twice in frustration, a display of human anger that would have dire consequences. God, angered by Moses' lack of faith, declared that Moses would not enter the promised land. It was a harsh punishment, a stark reminder that even the greatest of prophets are not above God's law. Despite this setback, Moses continued to lead with unwavering commitment. He faced down rebellion, interceded for his people, and delivered God's laws, shaping the Israelites into a community bound by a shared faith and a common code of conduct. The wilderness, a harsh and unforgiving teacher, revealed the depths of Moses' strength, his compassion, and his unwavering devotion to his people and his God. 40 years, 40 long years, the Israelites wandered the wilderness. A new generation, born under the desert sun, came of age, their knowledge of Egypt a distant echo passed down through stories and songs. Their parents, who had witnessed the plagues, the parting of the Red Sea, and the thundering voice of God on Mount Sinai, had for the most part perished in the wilderness, their bones bleaching under the unforgiving sun. Their journey was a testament to the cyclical nature of human experience, moments of great faith and despair, times of abundance followed by periods of scarcity, the constant struggle to trust in God's plan even when it seemed to contradict their earthly desires. As they camped on the plains of Moab, within sight of the Jordan River, the boundary of the Promised Land, Moses ascended Mount Nebo. There, overlooking the land flowing with milk and honey, a land he would never enter, God revealed to him the future of his people. Moses, his heart heavy with the weight of his own mortality, knowing his time among them was drawing to a close, gathered the Israelites. He delivered his final words, a poignant blend of blessings, warnings, and a fervent exhortation to remain faithful to the covenant they had made with God. The Promised Land lay before them, a testament to God's faithfulness, a beacon of hope for a people forged in the crucible of the wilderness, their destiny forever intertwined with the legacy of their leader, Moses, the greatest prophet of the Old Testament. Moses, the shepherd, the prince, the liberator, the lawgiver. His story is a testament to the enduring power of faith, a beacon of hope that continues to illuminate the human experience thousands of years after he walked the earth. From the banks of the Nile to the summit of Mount Sinai, his life was a tapestry woven with threads of courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in a power greater than himself. Though denied entry into the Promised Land, his legacy was not defined by that single disappointment. It was etched in the hearts of the people he led out of bondage, enshrined in the laws he received on Mount Sinai, and echoed in the very fabric of the faith he helped to establish. He showed us that ordinary individuals, when touched by the divine, can rise to meet extraordinary challenges. Moses' story is our story. It's a story of seeking freedom, of wrestling with doubt and fear, of grappling with the complexities of faith, and ultimately of discovering the strength and resilience that lie dormant within us all. It's a story that reminds us that the journey is just as important as the destination, and that even in the face of adversity, hope endures. So I ask you, what resonates most deeply with you about Moses' story? What lessons can we in our modern world glean from his life and leadership? Share your thoughts, your reflections, your questions in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation, for the story of Moses is a story that continues to unfold, offering guidance and inspiration for generations to come.